If you're struggling with addiction, if you're constantly relapsing, if you've recently given up trying to get sober because you just can't do it, this video is for you. You know, I remember the first time I ever done a hard drug. Of course, I drunk quite early. I was about 15 the first time I drunk, 16 I smoked my first joint, and then 17 I tried my first hard drug. It was ecstasy, a pill form of MDMA. And it was funny because before this I would always say like, oh, I never do drugs. Speaking about hard drugs, I would never do hard drugs, just drink and smoke. Eventually, due to drinking and smoking all the time, my brain was changed because these stuff, drinking and smoking weed, really is a gateway drug. I thought they were lying, but I said over and over again, I wouldn't do drugs. No, I wouldn't do drugs. My time came. We were at this pool hall, it's called Reds. You know, my friends, they were sneaking off. I was with a couple other people. There was a big group of us, but my two closest friends, they were sneaking off, and I thought, whoa, these guys must be getting weed behind my back, you know, not telling me. I could tell they were up to something. I got quite paranoid, and then eventually I went downstairs. I went and found them. I was like, yo, what are these boys doing? You know, he's getting weed. He's like, no, that's not weed. He's like, this is ecstasy. And immediately I said, where can I get some? But all this time I said, where can I get some? And then I went, I bought some, I took some, and it was, to be honest, it was a bit of a disappointment. My friends, they got really fucked up. To me, it sort of, I always had like a natural tolerance to MDMA for whatever reason. I always needed to take more to really fully feel it, but it just opened the door to that whole new world. And you know, funny enough, it was even a school night. Wednesday fucking night, I took it without any regard for going to school the next day. Little did I know though where this would take me. Full on addiction to a complete depression, to just hate my life every single day. Now there's a few things that helped me along the way that helped me get sober, but the biggest thing by far was exercise, was the gym. You see, if I didn't have the gym, if I didn't work out, I would have killed myself at some point, because honestly I was just in living hell. Every waking moment was horrible. The only slight relief was the gym. Now, I'd been going to the gym a few years before this, I think 15 actually. Same time I had my first drink, it was when I started consistently at least going and working out. So now I'm 21, I've been doing it 6 years, and it's the most life-changing thing you will ever do. You know, of course, it's great to have a nice body, to look good, and that in and of itself makes you feel amazing, makes you feel so proud. You know, when people look at people and they're posing, they're looking at themselves, they're not being vain, they're proud of the work they've put in. It makes you feel amazing because you know that you've built a step by step. But the biggest, most life-changing benefits is the mental. The biggest reason it helped me throughout this time is because it makes you feel amazing. Now, a lot of people tell themselves, oh, I don't like working out, I don't like working out. And that will start to have an effect because your brain listens. And it's been proven that your self-talk, especially when it comes to things like exercise, really affects how good you feel during and after. But you need to go into this with an open mind if you've never done it before. Or just tell yourself, this is great, I'm going to feel amazing. And it will. Always. We are animals, we're supposed to move, we're supposed to get the heart rate up. It feels amazing. It brings you out of all that depression, all that sadness, that addiction, that pull, that craving that you feel all the time. It brings you out of all that and into the moment. And afterwards you get that massive spike in endorphins and you feel so amazing, you feel so confident, like you feel you don't even need to get high. Of course it doesn't last all day, but in that moment you feel amazing. This is why it's a great tool to just use any fucking time you're feeling down, anytime you're feeling that urge to get high. The best thing to do is some burpees. Burpees, they work everything, your muscles, your cardio, your mind, everything. So it brings you straight into this moment. There's no way you're going to feel that craving if you do 300, 500 burpees. One night I done 1,000, not in one go. I done 3 sets or 5 sets of 200, and honestly, I felt fucked up afterward. But there was all that depression because I was feeling horrible that night. All that depression was gone completely. It'll be like your North Star, at least it was for me, because it gives you something to focus on. Whether it's getting a better body, getting better at a certain skill, it takes you out of the stupid routine that you're in, just getting high, just getting fucked up, because your life is just empty. That's the truth. That is why you are getting high all the time, because your life is empty and you've nothing to work towards. And there's nothing better to work towards than a better you. It just brings so much more joy and satisfaction to your life. In fact, it's been proven that regular exercise actually repairs the reward receptors, you know, the dopamine, the serotonin. It repairs them and restores them back to normal. This is vital because addiction has been proven to destroy it, to fuck up. I mean, we know this. This is why we feel so bad every time we go and chase that spike, that massive spike of dopamine, that instant gratification. Boom, we come crashing down below baseline. Exercise is the opposite. It's painful, it's discomfort. It gives us a slight spike down, but after, boom, we get a massive spike up. But see, the most horrible thing is about when you get crashing down is if you continue to crash down. If you're below baseline and you try and get another spike, you just go down further and further, and eventually you create a new baseline. This is why everyone who's addicted to anything feels so depressed, because their normal dopamine levels are completely fucked up. Regular exercise repairs this. And there's other great tools as well, like meditation. Breathwork has been proven to do these things too, but in my opinion, there's just nothing like exercise. Of course, the biggest one that everyone talks about nowadays online is the mental strength and the discipline, which we need if we're going to get sober, if we're going to live a life without constantly running from our feelings and getting high. The key though is going when you don't want to go, going when you're slightly sick, going when it's raining outside and you have to walk, going when it's annoying, going when you're just like, fuck, I cannot be arsed, and you go anyway. That builds that massive discipline so that you can see beyond your feelings, so then you get that urge and you think, fuck, I really want to get high, I can't deal with this feeling right now. You've built that inner strength, you've built that discipline so you can say, fuck that, I'm good. And everybody needs this, whether you're addicted or not, because life can be tough even if you're privileged. You know, I'm pretty privileged. I'm born in the West. I've got both my parents who live in a decent house. You know, we're not rich, but I'm certainly not broke, poor, starving like they are in Africa, like people are in Asia. We're not overworked. But yeah, we still suffer. We still feel broken all the time. That's because we're weak. Most of that is because we are weak, because we just live these pleasure-filled life, just going from vice to vice, just instant gratification to instant gratification. Our lives are full with it now, and we don't have enough of this real healthy dopamine. Like any sort of exercise is brilliant. It doesn't really matter what you do, just find something that you enjoy. It could be badminton, it could be weights, it could be MMA, anything. It could be running. Just find something that you enjoy. Just keep trying it over and over again. My personal favorite is weights. I also do MMA. And then with my friends, we do all sorts of fucking things. We go run, we go swim, you know, badminton. Just, we like to mix it up. But my main thing that I'm really passionate about is weights. And look, it'd be great if you could do it every single day. But if you've never exercised before, start off like 1 or 2 or 3 days. Probably 3 days is best. You know, if you're doing weights, push-pull legs. You know, if you're running, do like sprints, medium, and then long distance. You know, just try and mix it up a little bit. Just start off 3 days, slowly but surely. You can increase it, but do 3 days for the next 3 months or so. Just lock it in. And those days, because they will come, those days where it's uncomfortable, where you don't feel like going, or you're sick, or really, really tired, or it's raining, or you don't have a lift, or whatever, go. Because those are the most vital, the most important days that will not only change your physique, but change your whole character, change your whole mind, and eventually will help you get sober, help you live a life that you don't even need to get high, that you don't need to escape in any form. You're better than that bag, you're better than that bottle.